Hello, everybody. Thanks for being here with us. This is Steven from Phase One Trading. I'm fresh back from the Florida coast, back in Colorado, and crispy fried with a sunburn. Welcome to episode 13 of P1 Talks. Before we get started, just a quick reminder. You know the drill, like and subscribe to our channel and set alerts if you find our content helpful. You can follow us on Twitter as well under the handle at Phase One Trading. And you can also visit our website at phase1trading.com. This podcast, as always, is for entertainment purposes only. No one speaking tonight is a licensed financial advisor. And tonight, I want to talk about something before we get started. We're doing a great cross promotion with Captain Solutions. This is kind of a great service that we've been playing with and really like the insight that we're getting from it. So there's a link in the description of the YouTube video right now for the podcast you're watching. Check it out. Check out Captain Solutions. It's a great way to get a handle on social media sentiment, and really doesn't matter what your trading style is. You can find very useful social media sentiment data through this platform. So with that, you can use code P1T for 20% off of the Captain Solutions subscription, and also, we are matching the same offer for 20% as a cross promotion. So anybody that signs up to a Captain Solutions subscription, you can basically get our subscription for Phase One Trading, monthly or premium, at 20% off. See the Captain Solutions website for more details. There's a link in the description as well. So tonight we have a well-known personality in the FinTwit trading community, someone with a pretty positive vibe and great spirit, and some really cool just video reviews for some of our more hotter track companies on FinTwit. You may know her as the Trader Chick on Twitter. So Trading Chick.
Trading Chick, not Trader Chick, Trading Chick.
Trading Chick.
Yes.
Yes. So with that, thanks for being here with us tonight.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. What's up, guys?
Not a whole lot. One of the guys in management was telling me you are originally from Florida, as I am. Is that true?
Yeah, I'm from Miami Beach. Where are you from?
St. Augustine.
Ooh, I visited there.
Yeah. What do you think?
It was cool. I bought souvenirs.
Yeah, it's like a little bit more low key than Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tonight we are going to try to dive into your background, just in terms of, your experience with FinTwit, and how you got started. Also very curious about work-life balance and just some of your trading philosophies and tips on stocks. I know you want to touch on some stocks tonight as well, so we'll get those lined up in this talk as well. I know we're going to touch on crypto and Evfm, and then people are probably chatting away in YouTube as well. So we're going to take a Q&A at the end, just in case any of your followers or anybody interested that's watching can just kind of ask some more specific questions from you. So let's get started. Can you just tell me, like, how long have you been in the trading community? What's your background like? What got you started?
Yeah, so it was like sophomore year in college or freshman year in college that I opened a Robinhood account. And that's when I first started dabbling in trading. And then I worked a couple financy internships during the summers. And in sophomore year, the summer after that, I got into crypto. I had a Bloomberg terminal at my internship. Mm-hmm. So I was looking up all these things about Litecoin and Bitcoin. I thought Litecoin was the coolest thing. I don't even remember why, but I just thought it was so cool. But I was really excited about that. And then I kind of just had my stuff and I didn't touch it. But then during COVID, I work kind of in the finance industry now. And during COVID, we got sent home and we were all working from home. And I just didn't want to stop listening to CNBC because that's something that we did every day at work. So as I was listening to CNBC more, then I started actually buying and selling and kind of playing the volatility initially. Mm-hmm. And it was right during COVID. So it was really fun. So yeah, that's kind of like when I got more into it. And now, I mean, you know the rest. Then like in May, I started Twitter and like just chose a random name like Trading Chick, and then
Uh-huh.
I just started tweeting and like people started following me, and then I made a video and people like liked it. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll just make more videos and like talk more about like what's going on in my life, what's going on in the markets, and like I don't know, yeah, that's it.
So that the video you're referring to is the Lucid video, right? CCIV?
No, the first video that I posted on Twitter was um me in LA at like my right before my friend's birthday party, and this was during COVID, so I probably should have been a little bit more careful, but whatever. We were all young. So people were like saying that I was like a catfish on Twitter. So I was like, oh, this is just like proof like I'm a girl. And that was like my first video actually. And then my second video, I think after that was like talking about Tesla.
Oh, gotcha. Well, I mean, how did you get started, like going on site with some of the reviews, though? Like, what got that started?
Like how I did in CCIV video.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how did you get a spot with that?
Yeah. So like the first video that I made, I think that really like kind of went viral was the one when Tesla hit $600,
Mhm.
and I gave a tour of like one of the OG like Tesla Roadsters before they even made like cars at mass production. So I
Yeah.
gave a tour of one of those, and that one like really popped off. So then I was like, okay, cool. Like people like videos about stocks. And then I was in Jackson Hole at like the end of January, and my flight back to the Northeast got canceled because it was like a snowstorm. So I was like, okay, cool, fuck it. Like I'll just go to Miami, because I had the idea of like doing a Lucid Motors tour, and I was like, okay, I have a free place to stay in Miami. I'll just go to the Miami store and like make a video kind of touring the car.
Mm. Well, yeah, I mean, it's definitely like helpful for people to get on site as well, just because I don't know, there's a lot of trust issues in the market. So just having that kind of on-site personality really, I think, helps people get some extra perspective. I actually did the same thing. I flew out to but it was like an OTC company. And the stuff we're talking about right now is like a lot more high visibility. So I'm sure it was fun sitting in those cars. I think the Roadster was like I want to say that's a Lotus. It was a Lotus.
Yeah, it was a Lotus.
Yeah, which is a gorgeous car.
Yeah,
So
and they just like repurposed it to make it electric. It was
yeah.
like a proof of concept type of thing.
Yeah. Do you know, are you involved or play around with Fisker at all, FSR?
Yeah, I like bought it and sold it. I don't think I own it anymore, but I definitely had it, and like I don't dislike it. It's not my, EV
Yeah.
play of choice.
Yeah. I was just reading about well, Fisker because he was trying to design the first Tesla model, and I guess Musk kicked him off the team and they went with the Lotus instead.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
awkward.
So I do want to ask you, just in terms of your routine, like getting up in the at the beginning of the day, what's your routine like for trading? Like, how do you get yourself warmed up? Is there anything you do to kind of get yourself focused for the day?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like washing my face and brushing my teeth and putting on all my creams makes me feel so good and like awake. And a coffee is nice too, but like usually I just check the pre-market, see what's going on, like see what people are talking about. I feel like recently it's been a little bit more boring, kind of, because I'm just like hanging out, waiting for my bag to get a little less heavy.
How's that going, by the way? Because like I mean, we've had a couple pretty hot weeks, I would say. Like there's been, well, at least this last week, there's been a pretty big mid cap recovery. Has that been helping out a little bit? Like I've noticed a lot of people's bags have gotten a lot lighter over the last few days.
Yeah, honestly, like on 420, I mean, I was obviously smoking that day. And I was thinking about the market so much. And I even like wrote a blog post about it that I posted on my website. Um, and I was just like thinking about the market and like what's going on with COVID. And like, I feel like people were kind of like lost in a little winter depression, like seasonal affective disorder, whatever it's called, is like a real thing. And like people just get depressed. And I feel like the market like definitely reflects people's mentalities. And I don't know, like now the weather is kind of getting better. Like spring has definitely started to sprung. And like I feel like people are just ready for like the next chapter of our lives. Like we've been in COVID for so long and like people were scared when it happened. And I think people are now scared to like exit COVID and move on to the next chapter. But like now I feel like people are ready. And like I think that that's kind of why you're seeing that like inflow of money into like mid caps and small cap like growth companies, because like people are ready for the future finally.
Yeah, and I also obviously, at least in our group, we've been talking about how the those stimulus checks rolling out obviously provided like extra liquidity for the market. But I feel like a lot of that money, almost like all of that cash, went into crypto at first. I think some people probably ran out when they realized things don't continue to go up all the time. But actually, I want to talk to you about crypto. Because it's just kind of getting weird and ridiculous. And my involvement with crypto is I've definitely bought and sold Bitcoin at times. I'm not in it right now. I was in it like close to 60 and then stepped out when it kept on kind of like topping a ceiling. But the newer stuff, tell me what's your opinion about like Dodge, Moonsafe, Cumrocket? Like it's getting out of control, ass coin. Like, can these things be trusted? Are these things that you're aggressively involved in?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I think that there's definitely a case for cryptocurrency and like DeFi and all that stuff and blockchain technology. Like there's so much good that's going to come from it all. I just think people are getting a little over eager with like, I mean, Dogecoin is kind of like a symbol, you know, it's like symbolic of this time period, but like Cumrocket and Moonsafe and like Titty Fucker, whatever, like I don't even know. But like all of those things are just like a way, like someone's gonna sell, you know, and like kind
Yeah.
of wipe everyone out. Like it's just like a bad idea.
Was that your feeling? So you're not, just to be transparent, you're not like, are you invested in any of these at this time, or is it just kind of like a fun show for you to watch on the side?
No, I'm just like watching it. Like I'm happy for the people that are making money. Like I hope that they lock in their gains. If they are, I don't know. It's just like it just sounds like a bad idea for me to put my
Yeah,
money.
well, it's just scary, and I think a lot of people that don't have experience, and I feel this exact way you do. I have a lot of close friends that are in some of this stuff, Doge or we call it Dodge, but or Doge, whatever you want to call it. It's I have friends that are in it, and was kind of like scrambling to help like convince them to sell when it was starting to get near 50. And the mentality when you're just starting to trade, when it's your first time in trading. I mean, I remember some of the most ridiculous OTC stocks that I used to be in love with, and I used to think they were like the future of whatever sector they were in, and they were garbage, and they'll go up huge and then they just dump on you. So I like to see people make money, but these yeah, I don't I'm not sure how I feel about this stuff yet, so I'm not going to touch it. Like
Yeah,
I'm in and out of
honestly,
Bitcoin, but that's
I
it.
feel like there's so many things in the market, and like especially during like basically any time before like the end of January after COVID, like anything that you would touch kind of would go up at least for a little bit. But now as I've been like reflecting even on like that, like starting from December, I was like, holy shit, like I'm really putting money into stuff that like actually is never going to be anything substantial. And I'm like, that's just not a vibe for me. Like, I just want to invest in quality now. Like, even if I want to own it for a little bit of time or like a long bit of time, I want to make sure that anything that I put my money into, like, if it crashed tomorrow and blindsided me, I would be happy holding it.
Yeah, there's two ways to do that. Well, actually, tell me what you think about what's quality to you. Define quality, like a quality play to you. What's some of your favorite stuff right now?
I mean, I think quality doesn't necessarily need to be something that's in my specific portfolio, but I think like if you're looking at management teams and like how they interact with people of like every background and like I don't know what the vision of the company is and what they actually do to get there and like what are their deliverables? Are they meeting them on time? Like, are they innovating for the future? Like, I think those are all really important questions to ask because I think that regardless of the idea, if it's executed well and it's like something that's going to help people, like it's probably going to make money.
Right. So, do you have like a when you're taking a trade? Is there anything like currently? I know you mentioned you wanted to talk about EVFM. Is that something you're involved in right now, or something you're just looking at?
No, I like love that stock. It's just my favorite stock. Um,
Tell me about it. I looked at the chart, so I'm kind of curious what you think about the company, and then I have like some stuff that I observed on the chart that I kind of want to share.
yeah, for sure. So I don't know. I think also like I just feel like if there were more girls investing in the stock market, that the stock price would be way higher because it's just like birth control is something that every girl struggles with. Like it doesn't matter if you have the best insurance, it doesn't matter if you have no insurance. It's just like a constant struggle for every single female. And like this company, their product is such a vibe. Like, honestly, it's so game changing for females. Like, I'm sure that there are so many females on birth control right now, like hormonal birth control, that would switch to Phexi if it was like, I mean, I think that they would switch to Phexi. It's only been out for like a quarter.
What is it?
But
Not to, we don't have to get into like super detail, but like, what is it? What's the, I guess the benefit? Like, what does it do like different than other, like contraceptive?
okay, so like basically hormonal birth control is a pill that like a female would have to take every single day at the same time every single day. And like the hormones that are in the pill affect everyone differently. So like basically every time you take like you start out on a hormonal birth control, it's like a roulette game as to like what side effects you'll get. Like you could gain a ton of weight, your sex drive could completely disappear, you could get like super moody, like nobody knows. Like there's
Right.
no, you just have to try a bunch of different ones to figure out which one like gives you the least bad side effects. So like with this one, it's not like spermicide, so like it doesn't negatively affect like the walls of your vagina and like it doesn't, you know, irritate you. It's literally just like a pH balancer, like lube kind of, that keeps your vagina's pH the natural level that it's supposed to be, which is changed by semen. So by keeping it at its natural acidic level, semen, which is basic, can't survive in the vagina. So like you can't get pregnant. So like it literally just helps females in like every way.
This is like, I feel like we went from stock review to almost like a doctor, like a ask anything doctor
You
pie.
know, right?
But no, it's good to know. I mean, I think, this is super helpful. I actually wanted to touch on, because you mentioned female traders. When it comes to social media, with your visibility, growing on FinTwit, are there any female traders you like to engage with? Is there anybody out there that, you are getting some really helpful insight from?
Yeah, honestly, like all the girl traders that are on Fintuit, I like have such a respect for because it like kind of takes a lot of balls to like be there in the first place. So I think
Yeah,
they're
yes.
also, but
Right.
like Anya Trades is like the OG like hot bitch that makes a lot of money. So like she'll always be like my idol kind of.
Gotcha.
Um but there's like just so many girls. Like there's one girl, a bunch of them, all of them. I don't want to call out any names because then I feel like it's like taking away from everyone else.
Right. Yeah, you're going to short somebody and
Yeah.
yeah, I totally get you. Well, I mean, just in general though, I mean, let's talk about your visibility. Is do you approach people differently now on social media now that there's kind of become a little bit, your accounts has grown obviously over the months? Has your approach kind of changed? What are your feelings just around like being on Twitter?
Yeah, honestly, I like try to stay as genuine as possible. I like try to remind myself like be yourself. Um but I do find myself kind of like thinking twice, being like, would someone get offended if I said this?
Right.
I'm trying not to like be an asshole.
Yeah. And
But
also,
yeah.
I mean, this like you got, and we think about this too with our team. It's like we know there's visibility with the things that we say. So it's like you want to be, yeah, A, try to be nice and B, also kind of just make sure you're not misleading people for the sake of, your own like, I guess, financial gain. So it's like it's
Oh
a hard
yeah,
balance,
no.
you know what I mean? Like you want to share your objective uh, or subjective, you know what I mean? Either way, you want to share your opinion, but you also like want people to do well, and I think it's a fine balance, like staying safe like that. So, um,
100%.
yeah. So we're not going to do any shout outs, but if you ever want to, you can through the show.
Okay.
So let's see. In terms of, I guess any other sectors that you're interested in right now, other than, and I'm gonna double back to EVFM in a second, but are there any other sectors you're kind of really digging into right now and paying attention to?
I really like honestly 3D printing right now. I just think is going to be the future for everything. Like anything that's about to be made will probably have some sort of components that are 3D printed.
Hmm.
So I really like that, especially with like Biden's new infrastructure plan. Like there's just going to be so much production of everything. Um I really like MP. It's this one stock that they do like rare earth material mining and like processing, but they're in the USA and they're like the number one most sustainable company that does that in like the world. So
Hmm.
I'm like, obviously they're gonna get the stimulus money
Right, right.
when it goes out.
I'm trying to think of 3D printing stocks now. NNDM comes to mind. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I haven't
Everyone
tried that
talks
one
about
yet.
that one. I'm in desktop metals and X1.
Hmm. Actually, just because we're on the subject, NNDM actually has a nice curl to it right now on the daily chart.
Yeah.
Anyways, I want to go back to I want to go back to, let's hang on, let me pull the note back up.
And I
EVD
love like
or EVFM, sorry.
chips, batteries. I really like entertainment too, which is like interesting. But I feel like as the world becomes probably more run by like our human desires, I think that entertainment will be a big thing.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. I think virtual reality, this is why, MViz has become so enticing. I actually just stepped out of MViz when it started to explode a couple
What's
days
the
ago.
ticker?
MViz, MVIS.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
They're
didn't know if it was an S or a Z.
S, yeah, MVIS. Yeah, we'll see how they do. I like MViz and NVIDIA, so I like to play that kind of entertainment angle from the graphics processing side of things. Like whoever's going to be involved with the, circuitry and microprocessing for virtual reality, augmented reality, which I think is going to be a lot more, um, I guess, widely used in the next 5 to 10 years. So
That's like
people that are like
really
making that kind of stuff, I think is super cool. So yeah, MViz is good if you haven't looked at it. Might not be so good right now. It's got super hot today, like most mid caps, but I'm just kind of like waiting for stuff to cool down now after the last couple of days.
Yeah, for sure.
So I did want to talk about that stock earlier, just for a hot second, because I noticed something Evfm that we were talking about. Because I went back like I want to say 5 or 6 years, and we are definitely, for anybody that's listening that's interested in that ticker Evfm. I noticed that the floor for the last few years has been $1.80, and it just actually went below. So it's actually dipping with no perceived floor support. So I'm actually looking at this though, like if somebody were to consider taking this stock, soon, like in this week, $1.40, like $1.37 is the actual floor, but $1.40 looks like sort of like if you were speculating on entering would be a pretty cheap buy range. It's just that like right here, it's kind of do or die. Like it's going to curl up or who knows where it's going. I can't find a floor. That's the problem. But if somebody's getting in, I would say just stop um, in the 130s. Like the 130s would be a good place to stop. And, if it keeps going down, you can just get a better value by later on. Is that something you do? Do you try to like step out of stocks pre-planned? Do you kind of know where your pre-planned level of like, okay, I'm not losing any more than this? Is that something you kind of try to keep track of?
Yeah, sometimes it depends on the stock. Like Evfm, I definitely want to hold it for like a couple years. So I definitely think that having like the long-term capital gains tax advantage on my side will be a vibe for me. Um, but yeah, it depends on the stock. Like I did that with Penn just like last week or 2 weeks ago or something.
Hmm.
I like sold it and then I bought it back a little lower. But yeah, it really just depends on the stock and how long I want to hold it.
Yeah, and we call that like at least in our group, it's just trading around it's trading around a core. So if I like a stock, for instance, like I'm in uh, Arrival, it's a EV like uh, EV bus. They're manufacturing buses and trucks for UPS and stuff like that. Um, I buy enough shares to have a core, like enough to hold, like you're saying, long term, so I don't get that long term capital gain tax. But then I also buy enough to just kind of trade circles around the actual price action of the stock. So if it does really well one day, like for instance, MVIS did really well one day, like I don't have to stay in the whole thing. I can take profit but also like hold on to a core if I want to go long, with the stock. I feel like that
Honestly,
helps.
that's such a vibe. I should start doing that.
Yeah, well, it helps. I feel like it helps kind of take that FOMO away, because you're never quite sure um, where you're going to be satisfied when you're holding a stock very long term. So it's always nice to just kind of take profit when you can, and then you can just like basically roll it back into your longer term trades. I know a lot of people that I trade with do this in a really effective way. The other thing I wanted to say about this stock really quick, if I can, is if anybody's listening to it and looking at a chart, mark $2.31 and then $1.87. $2.31 and $1.87. That's a wide open gap that it gapped down on the 25th, March 25th. And so typically when I see if the stock starts to actually curl back up and gets to that level of 187, it will most likely try to fill that gap up to whatever I just said, 231. So just something to keep your eye on. I like gap plays like this when they start to curl back up. And I noticed the volumes coming back up. There's actually a lot of indicators saying that this could turn, but I'm so scared of mid caps right now that I'm just kind of like sitting on my hands and just waiting.
It's
But
not even mid cap. It's literally the smallest of
oh yeah,
small.
yeah,
It's
you're
like
totally right.
130 million market cap. It's like a joke. Like literally, I look at this stock and I'm like, I'm about to make so much money on it just because like the value is so below what it should be that I'm just, in my opinion, I don't think anyone should buy it based on like me saying that as fact because it's not a fact. But like, I don't know. I just see so much value that's untouched.
Yeah, it's perceived value, and I mean, you see the same thing, on the opposite side of that, like we are just talking about, like Doge and MoonSafe and stuff. There's there isn't really, maybe I'm mistaken too. I'm probably going to piss a lot of crypto people off, but I don't know what they do. Like, I don't know what they do. There's probably like 100 people right now like, you're old, man. I don't get it.
Like the perceived values out of control.
Yeah. So it's like, you've got like an effective female contraceptive, and then like a worthless coin that's like
Yeah,
worth more
literally.
than cord. So yeah, I'm confused. I'm definitely scratching my head these days, um, but yeah, I gotta go back to, like, I do want people to do well.
Yeah, it is the only penny stock you've seen a commercial for.
Oh
Literally,
my gosh.
Evfm won like best commercial, or
Really?
it was like runner up on best commercial.
Really? What I don't know if I saw the commercial. What was it like?
It was pretty good. It kind of reminded me of the poo commercials. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
It kind of reminded me of that mixed with like I don't even know. It was like like progressive. I don't even know. It was
Yeah.
great.
Do you have any we're kind of talking about like what's happening in the market and like what we, just the weirdness of like what you can trust. Do you have any tips or anything for people that are following, listening to you, for, let's just say like new traders that are trying to navigate the market and it's just really confusing and it's hard to kind of read?
Yeah, I mean, I think that going for quality is always going to be your best bet. Just like researching and figuring out what this company does, like how it plays into your vision of what the future is going to be. Honestly, like right now is not the time for this at all, but I totally see in the future like vertical farming becoming a thing. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's like basically these like huge commercial buildings that are like offices right now. Like who knows, probably in the future they're probably not going to be offices that
Mhm.
much longer, so like turning them into big tall gardens is like totally going to be a thing. But I looked and there's like not really any good stocks for that right now.
Not
But
yet. That's actually a cool idea, though. I mean, and you're right. I mean, especially after COVID, like there's so many people, myself included, that I'm probably going to be working from home permanently. So,
yeah, me
yeah,
too. I think it's definitely like a try to explore that idea maybe in like 4 years, 5 years type of
yeah.
thing.
Well,
But yeah.
how's that been for you, by the way? Just working from home, like, has that affected you in a positive way? I mean, has it helped your trading? What's that been like?
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, like I love it. I know that's probably different than a lot of people, but I really, really, really love working from home. I feel like it gives me so much opportunity with the free time to like explore little hobbies that I wanted to do all my life, but I never really had like the quote time for. I feel like with the work from home, you have so much more flexibility that like if you want to like cook yourself a really good lunch, you kind of can. And like if
Yeah.
you want to take an hour out of the day to do something, you probably could,
For
you know.
instance, napping. Um, I feel like napping comes up a lot.
More like productive activity.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like you could take a nap.
All right. I'm just saying I've been napping a lot since working from home. So, but yeah, it's nice. It's like you can, actually make yourself lunch. I feel like when I'm at the office, I skip over stuff that, just stuff for self-care. And also like
Mhm.
now when I'm at my house, like I'm in my apartment and I'll take a trade in the morning, and sometimes I need to let it work for a little bit, and that I'll just do my workout in between watching like stocks go up and down. It's just like a
Yeah.
lot nicer than the formality of the office.
Yes. And like whenever I'm bored, I do the same thing. I go on like a little walk or like a bike ride, like when I'm somewhere warmer.
Right.
But yeah, like definitely incorporating those little activities, I think, in your day to day is so powerful for the mind and like really helps you even with like thinking about trading and keeping like a level head.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's tough too, because like you and I are talking about this as if this is, this is definitely not everybody's experience. And I definitely feel I've been feeling a lot because like when I was in college, I was in service industry. Like I waited tables for a few years to pay my way through college. And I just felt like really just a lot of sympathy for the service industry people this last year. I feel like they've really been put under the most pressure, just in terms of they still had to go to work, for not a lot of money. So it's just kind of
Yeah,
I definitely feel fortunate. But I think about that too. It's like, man, a lot of people had it really rough.
I know.
So,
Some people had it really, really bad. And honestly, kudos to them if they're like thriving still, because that means that they were working extra fucking hard.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, have you been doing any traveling? I know you said something going on during COVID, but like any traveling lately? Any places you want to go?
Yeah, I love traveling. I'm like such a proponent of if you can do it and you want to do it as long as it like doesn't hurt anyone. Um, but yeah, like I have friends all over the country, I feel like, and I've just kind of been working from home and visiting them, taking advantage of the cheap flight prices and just like hanging out. But yeah, I've been, I think, more places during COVID than I've ever been in my whole life.
Oh God, don't worry. We'll bleep that out. Nobody's going to hear that part. What's your favorite place to kind of escape? When you're kind of getting away from Miami. I know I've done work down there. Actually, I worked in the park service for a little bit, and I know it gets hot as hell down there. What's
Yeah.
your favorite place to kind of go to just get away from Miami for a little bit?
Honestly, like I feel like I don't even need to go anywhere specifically. It's more just like disconnecting and like taking time to myself and watching a sunset. Like that always does the trick for me.
Yeah, that's a good answer. It's a state of mind thing. I feel like that's really important as well. Like you need to live, love where you live. It's kind of like
Yeah.
a plant. A plant needs to be put in the proper soil to thrive. So I think the same
Oh,
thing goes for where you're living. So
yeah, that hit me hard. Wow.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
I
so
just
true.
love sitting outside too. It's just so nice. Like there's some mornings I just go outside with breakfast and I'm just trading on my
Yeah.
laptop and
I love
on
being
my
outside.
porch.
Honestly, being outside and like loving being outside has made me realize how much I don't like places that have winter. And I don't think that I can ever live somewhere that has winter again.
Right.
I can't do it.
I'm sitting here. It's snowing right now. I flew back from Florida today, and it was like 70, 80 degrees yesterday. I'm totally roasted, sunburned, and it's snowing here right now. So,
Where are you right now?
Golden, back home in Golden, Colorado.
Oh,
So
that's so nice.
I do miss the ocean pretty bad. I really miss it bad. So we'll see if I stay out here. But it's pretty out here too. It's just when like around this time of year, it needs to stop snowing so we can
Yeah.
go back
So like
outside.
I like live kind of in Boston right now,
Mhm.
and it was so freezing cold yesterday and the wind was like whipping me in the face. I was like, how is this even happening? It's literally like the end of April. I was like, I thought that spring had sprung. I was so upset. I was like, no.
Sorry. So you're dealing with snowstorms too? Is that what's going on? You're in Boston right now?
Yeah, I'm in Boston right now. It wasn't snowing. It was just like freezing cold.
I'm asking our guys behind the scenes if there's any Q&A. Are you on YouTube right now? I'm not. I didn't.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Yeah. If
They want
anybody
to know
has
what
any
I like to
questions.
do for fun.
Okay.
Um, I love doing yoga. Like honestly, like my ideal afternoon is like finish up work, like trading day ends, smoke a bowl, do an hour long yoga sculpt. It's like very challenging. So like your mind is focused on your actions and it really keeps you like in the moment, which I feel like is something that's like become super important to me lately. So that like helps so much. But I feel like it's challenging enough that like I'm not distracted, you know?
Yeah.
And then after yoga, I love to like cook a healthy meal, eat it outside. Like this is the ideal afternoon for me. And like drink a glass of wine, maybe two, and then like chill and go to bed.
That sounds awful. So
Really?
I'm just kidding. That sounds pretty good. Yoga is actually a pretty important part of my routine as well. I
Nice.
I feel like it hasn't been the same since. Are you a class person, or do you not mind just doing it on your own at home? Because like there's something about being in a class that's a little bit more motivating to me. Is that this? Do you
Okay,
feel like?
yeah, I agree, but like I make sure that my yoga setup is a vibe because I'm trying to live every day to the fullest. And like honestly, my yoga setup being a vibe is worth like the extra effort, the little extra effort. So I like put a bunch of candles out and like set a really good tone.
Yeah. I don't know if I've burned candles while doing yoga because I'd probably kick them over. Can you do like the inversion stuff or not?
Yeah, some of it.
Are you an inversion pro? I feel like people can either like really pull that stuff off well or they just kind of fall on their backs.
Yeah, it's definitely tricky getting your balance, but I feel like that just comes with practice.
Yeah, tell us about I've got somebody asking me about your candles. What kind of candles do you like?
I love candles. Um, my favorite candles are obviously stock candles, but
Oh,
actually that's not even true. My favorite candles are the kinds that you light.
okay.
But I like love candles. I love really expensive candles that
Oh,
smell amazing.
that's what you're doing with your profits? Just buying candles straight cash?
Yeah, honestly, like my goal is to just be like so loaded that if I want to burn a $100 candle in like a span of 2 days, it's like fine.
Every, everybody's definition of luxury is different, you know. You
Yeah.
do what makes you happy. So
Yeah.
I'm asking my guys if we have any other Q&A. But if not, uh, I mean, I know we were talking earlier about, how you kind of prepare or get up for the day. Do you have like one of those huge super trader multi-screen setups, or is your deal a little more
No,
low key than that?
I need one, but no, I don't have one. I'm like also so on the go that I don't know if it would be used that much, but I feel like I need one. Eventually, maybe I'll get one eventually, but I just use my laptop.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I mean, I know people that do very well using line charts on their cell phones. So
Yeah, honestly, that's like how I started. I have nothing against it. I kind of do it a lot, like when I'm not necessarily in front of my laptop. I'm always looking at it in some form, just like not with the monitors.
yeah. What platform is kind of your go-to? Are you on Thinkorswim or I mean TD or what are you on?
I watch stocks on Webull.
Okay. You trade through Webull as well?
No, I trade through my company's platform just
Oh,
because I
gotcha.
have to for like compliance reasons.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. That's right. You
Yeah.
said finance.
So annoying. Compliance. Ew.
Just don't, you don't have to. So, I mean, is there anything in terms of other sector stuff that you want to talk about or, goals for the year? I'm kind of interested, if you have any goals and, that you've set out for 2021, and do you feel like you're making headway with that kind of stuff?
Yeah, honestly, like 2021, I'm just trying to like, I know this sounds interesting, but whatever. I'm just trying to like live my life to the fullest. And that's like me expanding my mind the most that I can and like seeing as much as I can and like being the best person, friend, family member, like myself that I can be. And like I just kind of want to follow my heart and like that's taking me to Ibiza. So I'm going to Ibiza when my lease is up. And then I'm going to live in Italy for a month, and like I'm just gonna trade and like do the same thing and like work from home, but over there, because I just want to like live my life in 2021.
That's awesome. What part of I've worked on the Italian border a couple times. What part of Italy is that in?
Is what?
You said a visa? Oh,
No, I'm
I
going
thought
to
you were coming up with an Italian name. You just
no,
meant your visa. Is there
no,
somewhere in?
no. I'm going
No?
to Ibiza, Spain.
Oh, okay, my bad. Spain.
Yes,
Okay,
Spain. And then after, I'm doing a month there, and then after that, I'm doing a month in Italy. And I'm
nice.
doing like, um, I'm doing Venice, I'm doing Florence, Rome, and Positano.
Wow, very cool. So taking a little Euro, doing a little Euro hop.
Yeah, just like getting cheap Airbnbs. Honestly, my Airbnb for the month of Italy, I just feel like I have to say this because like people think that this stuff is so unattainable, but like it is attainable. My Airbnbs for the whole time in Italy is cheaper than my current rent in Boston.
That's funny. So you're basically making money if you just kind of continue to
Yeah,
travel.
yeah. I'm literally making money to go live my best life. Like I'm so down. I'm so down.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, it's been great just getting some of your insights and getting to know you. I'm sure a lot of your followers are able to kind of get to know you a little bit better just by hearing your voice. But is there anything? And by the way, I am super sorry. I know I said Trader Chick at the beginning, and to everybody that's listening, it's the Trading Chick. Excuse
Yeah.
me. So it's at the Trading Chick if you want to follow her on
Mhm.
Twitter. Is there anything else you want to add? Anybody you want to plug? Anything really? You have a Discord you're involved in or anything like that?
No.
You don't do Discord yet? You should come on and visit us.
I like I like lurk in
You're a lurker.
Atlas sometimes.
That's okay. I mean, we're all guilty of lurking. I think everybody's got like several lurker accounts, so that's just
Yeah, but if I had to say one thing, it would be let's go make some money.
oh my God. Yes, please. Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on and spending some time with us, and good luck to you for the rest of the week. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I just want to remind everybody you can find this podcast and all of our other episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and of course, obviously, all of our episodes are right here on YouTube as well. Our next episode is coming up on May 11th. We're super excited about announcing this one, so don't forget to subscribe, set alerts, so you know when our next show is going to come up on the 11th. We haven't picked the time yet; it's tentative, but it'll be around the same time. Eastern time, probably around like 8:30. So thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Don't forget about our Captain Solutions promo in the description of this video. Good luck trading the rest of the week, and we'll catch you later. Good night.
Bye guys.